All right, so thank you very much. We're 10 together in this meeting, and I'm really excited to have you all with me here. Please, I want you to know that what we're doing here is powerful, it's real, it's life-changing. If you can take a little bit of time to understand exactly how the market works and how to use this bot, you would never want to give your money to anyone to do any business for you online. All right, there are so many scams. We've fallen for so many of those scams. And I tell people, yes, many of us we've lost so much money, but when are we going to reduce these losses? I don't want to judge anyone. I mean, we do different things, right? But you have to be smart. You don't have to put your big money in places that can lock up and leave you stranded. So you can put your big money in a place where you have control of the assets, like RoyalQ, your money is in your Binance. That is why over the years, I have never given up on my RoyalQ trading bot. So step one, what we're here for today is let's consider the use of this powerful work that was done by RoyalQ Motion International. All right, they created this Excel sheet. This Excel sheet is in all our groups, so everyone has access to them. All right. When you come to this Excel sheet, there are different methods available. I prefer to call it method, not magic. I don't believe in magic, all right? And I don't think there's magic in anything that we do. But what we have here that's possible is there are methods, okay, to doing things. So this is method one. If you scroll down the Excel sheet, there's also method two, or magic 2, and there's also method 3. All right, so let's talk about method 1. I am having the assumption that all of you know how to go to your bot and you know how to, identify your first buying amount. You all know where to see your open position double. We say don't enable that, okay? For all the methods, don't bother enabling position double, okay? Margin call limit for method 1 is 20, which means you have 20 dips to buy. By default, you want to have 20 dips to buy. You want to be, well positioned for success. Then you have whole position take profit ratio, which is the percentage profit you want to take. By default, you see 3%, but after setting your bot and firing the trade, you can change it. Then you have whole position take profit callback, buying callback. All of this is in the bot. I'm going to have the assumption that everyone knows where this is. Okay, if you don't know, we have videos that explain that already on our YouTube channel. So please go explore that video, and I might take the time to, we have those videos, so I can run through that little, but just remember that all of these settings are right there in the bot. Okay. So when you come to the Excel sheet, which you should have on your phone, on your laptop or your tablet, you just come to method 1. If you have up to $320, then method 1 is good for you. All right. So if you have $1,000, it's fine. Method 1 is good for you. If you have $500, that's great. Method 1 is good for you. So capital is king in everything. So now you come to the remark side, this remark column. You come to the number here. That's all you have to change. Okay, that's all you have to change. So you come here. Let's say you have $1,000. You come here, you type $1,000. That's all you have to change. Okay. Now, when you type $1,000, you will see the settings here change. Now we have 0.5 a multiple buying ratio, 0.5, 2.0, 0.5, 2.0, 0.5, 2.0, and these percentages. But if I click out, that means if I want the cell to accept the 1,000, you will see that it has changed to 1%, to 1,414. So these are just various combinations for you to trade. So in other words, you have $1,000 apart from the first buying amount, which is $20. You have $1,000 as your capital. Once you have that, the only thing you need to do is to just scroll down and enter all these settings in your bot. You come to your bot. And when you get to the bot, what you just do is first margin call this. Second margin call, you enter the settings. Let me show you where you enter the settings in your bot. Allow me to show you where you enter the settings in your bot. Okay, quickly, I'm going to show you that. So if you go to the assets, okay, if you go to the assets, pick any coin, let's just pick a random coin. Let's just assume that we want to create a trade under ADA. I'll come here, click on create. When we click on create, we choose Martingale strategy bot, and then click on create again. After selecting Martingale strategy bot, you click on create. And when you click on create, you have two options. Option one, choose a cycle owner to sync your strategy with automatic sync. We're not doing automatic sync, no, we're doing our own signal trading, signal-based trading. So you choose the second one, which is feel free to create your own strategy. So click on next. Now, when you click on next, it opens up the settings for ADA. So this is the settings for ADA. All right. So you just click on trade settings. Trade settings. When you click on trade settings, you now see all of those settings that are in the RoyalQ Motion International. First buying amount. Open position doubled. You said disable it. AI margin call, disable it. So remember, when you open the trade settings, you have smart create and manual create. You want to be on manual create, okay? If by any chance you open and you see you're on smart create, just quickly just go for manual create, because we manually create our own settings based on what that Excel sheet gives to us. So if you look at the Excel sheet, remember the Excel sheet told you first buying amount is $20. Open position doubled, don't enable. Margin call limit 20. So you're gonna see it here. Open position doubled, margin call limits, you put your 20 here. All right, that's what you do. And enter all of those settings. So look at margin configuration. When you click on margin configuration, don't worry, we have videos for this already, which apologies, we've dropped those videos a lot on our YouTube channel. You can enter your first call, margin call drop, multiple buying ratio. So this is where you enter everything. You have just two here, because here you have margin call limit as 2. So if you change it to 20, all right, and go to margin configuration, you'll find out that it has now introduced many more margin calls up to the 20th margin call. So what do? Observe the first call and the multiple buying ratio. So there's margin call drop percentage, multiple buying ratio, how many times you buy. So you just go to the Excel sheet, method 1, and you've imputed how much you want, how much you're going to trade with here. So what you just do is you come here, it says 0.2% buy 1 time, 0.5% buy 4 times. So you go to your bot and you type 0.2% buy what? 1 time. Is it 0.4%? 0.4% buy 2 times. So you can run it through one side and run it through the other side. Verify what you typed in, 0.2, 0.5. Okay, you don't have to. So this is 0.2, 0.5. So I even made a mistake when I was typing. So this is 0.2, 0.5. So you see, you don't have to memorize anything. Just go in, check what you're doing, and that's it basically. 1 and 4. All right, 1 and 4. So you go back to your bot here, 1 time, and then 4 times. Okay, we have videos that explain what these times are and all of that. So I just want you to know how to use the Excel sheet. Okay, you enter all the settings. That is the first task you have. But here's the thing. What is the smartest way of entering the setting in such a way that you enter it just once and you don't have to be repeating it every single time? All right, there's a way for you to enter the settings just once. Okay, how to set your strategy with the bot. So my goal is to make sure that you're able to trade with the signals, and I want it to be so easy for you to trade with the signals. People say, I'm too busy, I don't have the time. Listen, if you can check your WhatsApp every 2 hours, or every 1 hour, or every 3 hours, you can trade with the signals. You just pin the group where these signals are dropped, pin it, try to always be on the top of your WhatsApp chat. Then once you check and you see the signals, just go to your bot and enter the trade. Now, how can you save so much time so that you don't have to be entering all of this every single time? Every single time. How can you save that time? It's very simple. That is by creating your own strategy. So let me show you how you can do that. How you can create a strategy once and use it multiple times. Okay, so how do you achieve that? So you go to your RoyalQ bot, you click on mine. All right, you click on mine. Once you click on mine, you can see my strategy settings. All right, not my sync strategy, my strategy settings. So you have your settings customized for you. This is where you input them. All right, so you click on my strategy settings. And when you click on my strategy settings, all right, when you click on my strategy settings, now if you're just opening this for the first time, it's going to be blank. But just look at the top right here. You can add your strategy setting. So when you click that plus sign on the top right here, all right, what you're going to see is it will open up a window for you to enter your settings. Risk type, remark. So what's your risk type? Remember, if you look at this Excel sheet, your risk type is radical. So you come here and type, and you select radical because we want to make radical money, right? You accept that, notice or warning from the app. Yeah, you want radical settings so you can make radical money. So remark, what I suggest you put in remark section is how much you're going to trade. So you can see the remark is your capital. Okay, so if you're going to trade $1,000, then in that case, you come to remark and put $1,000. So why is this important? You need to do this because if you have multiple strategies, like you saw in mine, there are several strategies, your remark will determine you're quickly spotting the setting. So I can put 1,000 capital here, capital. You can type anything, I think. Yeah, I can put $1,000 capital. First buying amount, remember I will say 20, right? So you change this 15 to 20. Okay. First buying amount is how much will the bot go in to buy the first time? How much will it buy the first time? We say 20. And this is in the Excel sheet. All right. So just follow what's in the Excel sheet. Open position doubled, no. Margin call limit 20. All right. So open position doubled is disabled by default. So keep it as no. AI margin call, listen, AI margin call, disable it. Because it's not AI that is determining our margin call. We are the ones determining our margin call based on what we have in the Excel sheet. Those percentages and number of times to buy, we determine all of that. All right. So no AI margin call. Then margin call limit is 7 here. So you change this to 20. It could be any number here, but we want to work with 20 margin calls. That means we buy with $20 as first buying amount, but we have kept our $980 to buy as the percentages are dropped, because market will go against you compulsorily. You can't avoid it. Market will go against you. So as the market is going against you, you want to be able to begin to assess your capital as USDT and begin to buy the coin of choice that you've already selected based on the signal. So you see the asset, your USDT will be going down. That's normal. Don't even get worried about it. Your USDT will be taken and used to buy the coin as the price of the market dips. Okay, we have videos explaining all of this, of course. Then the next thing is whole position take profit. That is, how much percentage profit do you want to take based on technical analysis that has been done by the signal provider? So the default here is 1.3. But if you look at the Excel sheet, it says you should put 2 or 3%. Yeah, 3%. So remember, every signal will come with a percentage. All right. So, but you can just put 3% here. Nothing wrong with that. Okay. You can just put 3% there. This bot will operate based on the settings you put in once. Put in the settings once, take your time, type it in, and any signal you see, just click, click, click. I'll show you how to trigger that. All right. So here's what you need to know. Whole position take profit callback. is 0.3 here. What does this mean? It means by what percentage after the price has hit the profit ratio, by what percentage will it dip before it sells? So let me use this opportunity to explain what this whole position take profit means. When you put 3% here, what it means is you are telling the bot, get ready to sell once this price has hit 3% profit target. It doesn't mean sell, it's get ready to sell. Why is it get ready to sell? Because there are sometimes the market will pump beyond that 3%. It will pump to 10% instantly within seconds. RoyalQ is designed to allow you to pump to that 10%. RoyalQ will not say, because you put 3%, let me stop your success. No, it will realize that you are its market is pumping to maybe 12% to allow you to pump. Then, if the market now drops by whole position take profit callback, that's what we'll call back. That's what we call this callback. If the market now drops by a small percentage, which you decide here, instantly the bot will now sell for profit. So it doesn't sell for profit once it hits the take profit ratio. It hits the take profit ratio, gets ready to sell. It will only sell after it has pumped and then recedes by this percentage here. So if you look at the RoyalQ T-Motion International paper here, it says the whole position take profit callback is 0.01. Buying callback is also 0.01. All right, so let me explain what that means. Okay, so let's just put it here, 0.01. All right, 0.01. All right, now buying callback is also 0.01. So let me just explain what buying callback means. After selling, for those who are doing cycle trading, after selling to buy again, but we do one shot here. So we don't even bother with, we do one shot. But for those who are doing cycle trading, after it sells and gives you profit, the bot will buy again. So when should it buy? Should it buy when the market has gone up higher or when it has, come down a little bit? So this is what this percentage is for. So in other words, we don't want to say 0.3 because the market might never drop by 0.3. The market might be pumping. So in the smallest fraction, you can even put 0.01 here. The smallest fraction possible, buy immediately for cycle markets. You want to sell, buy immediately and keep going. So that's what that means. Then we have distributed take profits callback, which should be the same thing as we have distributed and take profit allocation. I'll get into that in a moment. Supposition take profit callback. So that should be almost the same thing, Here it is supposition take profit callback 0.01, okay? Right here. All right, so it's the same thing. You can decide to put it as 0.01. So what does that mean? What this means is for the margin calls, when will it take profit? So the same rule we applied for taking profit here, it's going to take profit for each margin call the same way. So I'll get to explain what those margin calls mean and why they are different markets in a moment. All right. So please remember, strategy period, one shot. When you see signal, unless you're on autopilot trading, then you remain on cycle. Autopilot trading with maybe $2,000, $3,000, you always be in cycle and you want to be buying, selling again. But when you are trading with signal, please tap on this cycle and change it to one shot. When you tap on it, it changes to one shot. Right? So that's it. But we're not done with the settings. We're done with the initial settings. But you said margin call limit is 20. What's margin call? When the market is going down, keep buying as the price drops. So, but how will it buy at each percentage? How will it know what to do? If the market drops by 10%, we need to wait until the market has dropped by 10% before it buys. How will those rules operate? So that's margin calls. Margin call is the life of RoyalQ. You're setting the margin call determines your success or failure. So let's go back to the Excel sheet, which is a great job done by that team. This is where you set all your margin configuration. What this means is when the market drops by 0.2%, we are assuming that you have $1,000 to trade though. When the market drops by 0.2%, buy multiple buying ratio, one time. What does one time here mean? It means one time the first buying amount, which is 20. So when you see one time here, it means one times the first buying amount, which is 20. Now, after buying that one, the market still drops by 0.5%, it will buy 4 times. 4 times what? 20. So it bought 1 times 20, that's $20. Then 4 times 20, that's $80. Then the initial buying amount is 20. So you see that it has already used your money to buy $100 from margin call 1 to 3. And that's how you're going to set it. So how do you go to the bot to set it? Remember, you go to margin configuration right here. All right. So when you click on margin configuration, it opens up those settings. First call. What was the first call again? 0.2. Let's just say, there's 2 options. You can either decide to enter everything on the right, or you do one here, whatever you like. So let's just do it this way. 0.2% buy 1 time. This is just to help you understand it, right? So if you're doing 0.2% drop, buy 1 time. So let's go to the Excel. Let's go to the 0.2%. All right. Buy 1 time. And I've explained what that time means. It means 1 times the first buying amount. Now, what is the second one you're going to do? Let's go to the Excel sheet, because you have to be checking the Excel sheet. 0.5%, 4 times. All right. So you go back to the Excel sheet, you go back to your app, 0.5%, 4 times. Okay. Now we're now in the third margin call. What's the percentage drop for the third margin call? You go to the document again, 0.2% buy 1 time. Okay, excellent. 0.2%, you buy 1 time. So 0.2%, you buy 1 time. So do you see that this is how you're going to be entering everything? I don't want to end up doing all that. Okay. This is how you're going to enter everything to the 20th margin call. You're going to do it 1 by 1 this way until the 20th margin call. So total number of percentage drop is 20. If you add all of this, 0.2 plus 0.5 plus 0.2 plus 0.5 down to 2.9, 2.98, you're going to have 20% drop. This is excellent, because from day one, I've always said, always tolerate 20% drop in price, because there's always a 80-90% chance that the market will go against you by 20% before it goes in your direction. So don't think RoyalQ will just, you enter a trade and to fly to your destination. No, market must go against you by 20% or more before it goes to hit your target. You don't have to worry about that. Allow the bot to be buying automatically while the asset is dropping. Right. So this is a very, very, very important point for you here. You can see it has totaled all the capital 1,020. You had $1,000. First buying amount is 20. So everything is 1,020. This is method 1. And I hope you understand method 1. If you understood method 1 and how to enter it into the chart, just type 1 in the chat box. How to enter it into your bot, just type 1 in the chat box. And while you're doing that, after entering the margin configuration, you click on confirm. You scroll down and click on confirm. Okay. All right. So it's expecting me to enter all the details appropriately, but yeah, okay. This one, I have not entered this. So let me just enter anything here. 1. All right. So it was flagging that place was 0. So you click on confirm. Now, when you click on confirm, what do you do next? You come here, verify all your settings, and click on save. So when you click on save, you confirm. That is all there is to entering your settings. So you see, right now, if you look at this, you can see the $1,000. Let's look for the $1,000 capital. That's it here. So when you want to trade, don't be confused with so many things. Just look for your remark, $1,000 capital. This one is for $1,500 capital. This is for $700 capital. So I have different settings for different things. Okay. You don't need more than 1, because you're just trading your signals. Okay. You're just trading your signals. Okay. So this is for those who are just coming in. This is the most elementary part of this bot. All right. But if you get the settings right. So the next step I want to show you, because of new people around here, how do you now enter the trades using this setting? So this is what I mean by set once and use to infinity. If you have determined your capital, you just come in here and set it. And remember, you can change this capital. Just come to the remark section. If you don't have 1,000 and all you have is 500, you just type 500 here. But remember, it's a minimum of 320, right? So anything from 320 and above, you can use method 1, which is magic 1, all right? And of course, you see the settings here changes. So that's clear for that one. So let's just say I gave a signal. Today I gave a signal. Which signal was that again? Which signal did I give today? So I gave 2 signals. One I posted, the other one was for, I just kept it somewhere for some people to observe. I think it was, yeah, I'm going to find out in a bit. So let me go to this chart and see. All right, so yeah, market is dropping. So this is good news. When market is dropping means your money is being used to your advantage. So let's go check the signal I dropped. Let's go confirm that signal. So this is the signal, right? The signal was GMT, go long. I mentioned the price, which was the current price at that time. So your job is just to check maybe the price has gone too far. If it has not gone too far, you enter the trade. And I said take profit was between 2% to 4%. All right. There's a possibility for 7%. I'm going to explain why I said there's a possibility for 7%. And of course, I said stop loss. Stop loss was this. Okay. For RoyalQ, don't worry about stop loss. You have no business with stop loss. That's for people trading futures. And then I said use RoyalQ T-Motion International Excel sheet to set your strategy for margin call drop percentage and multiple buying ratio, blah, blah, blah. Now, before that, there's another setting that was dropped for comp previously. Now, the comp setting is from, when you see this kind of setting, is from RoyalQ T-Motion International, okay? So you see their tactics here. If you see these tactics here, it's the signal came from them. I just decided to share it in my group. All right? I just decided to share it in my group. But when you see the signal, what do you need to do? You don't need to crack your head. You don't need to even think. Don't think. You have already typed your setting already in RoyalQ. All right? So, and you have used the Excel sheet to, compute everything. So you don't need to think again. All you need to know is what's the current price. Maybe you can verify from the chart if the market has left you, it has gone too far. Hey, but what I observe is if you check the time it was posted, because I try to post this within a few minutes after it's shared. If it's still within 1 hour, you are good to go. You understand? Market have big pumps. Sometimes even 2 hours, you're good to go. All right. So that's all. I'm just showing you this to know this is how the settings, the signal might come. In their settings, you can see the price preset, the take profit is mentioned, and all of this is all grammar. You don't have to bother yourself about it. Just go to your RoyalQ and fire. So let's just imagine comp, or let's just say for the GMT. What do? It's very simple. You go to, you've already entered your settings. So what do? You go to strategy, right? You just click on strategy because you've heard, you have a couple of options here, and I'm going to go through the route, both of them. You just go to home first. This is option 1. You go to home. Let's say you're searching for GMT. You can scroll with your hand if you want to, or you come to the search bar and just type GMT here. When you type GMT, you see it has already come up here for you. Now, remember, you could trade with USDT, BTC, or Ethereum. We trade with USDT. In other words, our money is in USDT, all right? And the bot takes our USDT to buy the coin, in this case, GMT. So you just click on GMT and expand it. Oh, risk warning, don't worry, confirm. We know the market is risky always. So you click on create. You want to create your strategy now. So you click on create. Remember, martingale strategy bot. When you select martingale strategy bot, you click on create. Now, once you click on create, remember I told you, don't bother about syncing with anybody, all right? Don't worry yourself about that. Just come here and create your own strategy. And click on next on the lower one. So you are in GMT. So what are you going to do? All right, remember, this should be turned on. Switch on margin call. Because if switch on margin call is turned off, you see, all those margin calls, it will not buy it though. And you will not be making profits. You will just be hanging there. You'll be wondering why your trade is not selling. You'll be there, So just ensure that switch on margin call is turned on, because we trade with margin call. The more it's dipping, the more it's buying. The more it's dipping, the more it's buying. So this is critical. All right, AI margin call, leave it switched off, of course. So let's get into the settings proper. Remember, I said go to trade settings. We want to now set the settings for GMT. So I click on trade settings. But guess what? I don't have to type all these things afresh, because it's going to waste my time. The signal has been given. I'm busy at my job. Let's just say you're a lawyer and you're on a short break and you saw this moment of signal that has just dropped. All you have to do is, you have your template already. Remember, if you're on Smart Create, just make sure, avoid Smart Create, just go to Manual Create, okay? But it opens to Manual Create by default. Go pick your own strategy setting. You have already typed it. So you click on my strategy setting, and never mind, I have so many of these things because every day I'm doing seminar presentation, so I have a lot of them. Remember, you gave one remark for yours. Yours is 1,000 capital, right? So this is it here. So if you have different capital breakdown, like I have one for $1,500, I have one for $700. So I could come here and say, hey, yeah, this is one I want to use. So for you, you don't need more than one. Just set one, just set it accurately for your capital. Then just come here, tap on it. I want to use this setting for my GMT. Just tap anywhere here. Once you tap on it, it will populate all your settings according to what you have programmed already. So you don't have to type anything. You see, it has taken the 3% already. Margin call limit 20. Everything we have set earlier for that $1,000 capital, including the one shot. You just click on save, confirm. That's it. You're ready. But there's one more thing. You go to strategy mode, right? Very important. When you click on strategy mode, you have to choose whether you want to operate in whole warehouse mode or sub-in mode or sub-in mode real-time settlement. What is whole warehouse mode? Remember, you have 20 margin calls. Apart from the first buying amount, you have 20 dips you're going to buy. Now, whole warehouse mode means from margin call 1 to 20 is one market. If you are in Alaba area, margin call 1 to 20 is Alaba International Market. Everything, price determination ends there. Now, what this does is, as you are buying, as it's buying the dip, is bringing down the average price. As it's buying the dip, is bringing down the average price. As you are buying, as the market is dropping in price and is showing red, going against you, is now using that your money to buy those coins cheaper, and it's bringing down the average price. If you don't understand how this happens, we have a video on YouTube for that. You can ask your sponsor for that video, or go to the WhatsApp group and say, give me the video explaining how the average price is brought down as the price drops. Okay. Now, the challenge with this one, there's actually no challenge. It's just that it requires more patience. So you might be hanging for a long time and you'll be wondering, hey, what's happening? I'm not getting any trades. So let me explain what this means in a moment, because I don't want to forget it. Let's go to Acro. Let's go to Acro. Sorry, this is cluttered. So this is Acro. Acro has been dipping, right? Acro has been dipping from here since 21st. So if you bought here, it has been dipping from 21st of June and has kept on dipping till 20th of July. All right, this is crazy. Towards the end of last month, has kept on dipping till this point. Now, as it's dipping, it's bringing down the average price. So you might be waiting for when you make money. Now, when it came up here, it would have likely sold and given you profit. But if you do not open margin call, that means I say open margin call, you will keep hanging and having a bigger floating loss. All right. So as it's dropping, it's appearing as if, oh, it hasn't sold because it's just doing the job of bringing down the average price. But guess what? Let me expand this a little bit. So let's look at the 4-hour chart. Normally, after the market does this kind of dipping, look at this case. It dropped. You kept feeling that it's not working. Then suddenly it pushes out the profit with massive gains when it rises. That's what the that method does for you. All right, that's what it does for you. It requires a little bit of patience, and many people are not patient. Trust me. People will say, "Oh, it hasn't triggered money. I haven't seen my money," because the price is going downwards. It's just using your USDT to now. It's shoveling your USDT to buy the coin, which is a good thing, because when the profit finally comes out, it will be massive profit, right? But most people don't have that patience. So sub-beam mode real-time settlement is the one we recommend. What's the connection between sub-beam mode real-time settlement and sub-beam mode? So margin call 1 to 4 is now one market. Remember, in whole warehouse mode, margin call 1 to 20 is one market, allowed by international market. So, but in this instance of sub-beam mode, margin call 1 to 4 is allowed by international markets. It treats it at 1, brings down the average price. Once the price goes down and the 5th margin call is triggered, the market has left Alaba International Market to Okoko. Okoko. It is a market to Okoko, Now, when it goes to margin call 6, it leaves Okoko market and goes to which other market? Around the Balende, those kiosks there. Margin call 6. If it goes to margin call 7, Barriga. If it goes to margin call 8, Idiaraba, all those people there. If it goes to margin call 9, Idioro. If it goes to margin call 10, different markets. If it now goes to margin call 11, it will now come to Abuja, Wuse market. This thing has dropped well, Wuse market. If it goes to margin call 11, Otako market. If it goes to margin call 12, it can go to Jabi. Margin call 13, it can go to Kano, Sabungeri market. So, in other words, each market will be treated differently. That's just what I'm trying to say. Each market will be treated differently. Each market will have its own average price and will sell off differently. Yeah, if you don't get the concept, when you start trading, you see how it works. Actually, very powerful. So to begin to separate the market, so you don't have to wait until the average price comes up for you to see your profit. Because as it's buying margin call 5, margin call 6, margin call 7, margin call, once you reach that margin call 13 or whatever, if the price comes up, it will sell 13, then it will sell 12 separately, it will sell 11 separately, it will sell 10 separately, you'll be seeing money. Then if it drops again, it will buy 10, it will buy 11, it will buy 12, buy 13. If it keeps going to keep buying to the 20th margin call, according to what you set. That's sub-beam mode. But there's a difference between sub-beam mode and sub-beam mode return settlement. Now, in ordinary sub-beam mode, when the market sells that margin call 10 or 11 or whatever it is, it will take the profit. You will not see it in your USDT wallet. It will take that profit, go to your first market, which was Alaba International, and bring down the price of the goods there. In other words, it will bring down the average price of margin call 1 to 4. If it sells another mode, down, another margin call, it will take the profit and keep bringing down the average price of margin call 1 to 4, which is an excellent technology. But you know what? People come out and say, this thing is selling every time, but I'm not seeing the money in my USDT. It's like this bot is a scam. So it's selling off the sub markets and taking the profit from there to bring down the average price of margin call 1 to 4, which is your primary market. So a lot of people are impatient for this. So we tell them, okay, don't use sub-beam mode, just use sub-beam mode real-time settlement. People love to see their money in USDT wallet. So once it sells margin call 20, it will release it to your USDT wallet. When it sells 19, it will release it to your USDT wallet. When it sells 18, to release it to your USDT wallet. When it sells 17, then if the market dips, it will buy 17 again, to buy 18, buy 19. Market goes up to sell 19, it will sell 18, to sell 17. So it will be selling margin call 5 to 20 as different markets. So you need to understand how this bot operates. So I tell people generally, just choose sub-beam mode real-time settlement, because especially in Nigeria, the people's blood is very hot. If they're not seeing money, they feel that nothing is happening. But if you're a trader, you need to have patience. You have to think a little. You have to be patient. Really, patience is the key. All right, so stick with sub-beam mode real-time settlement, so you'll be seeing your money as it's dropping. All right, and then of course, when the market now finally pumps up, it will sell off all those sub-beam modes, and if it pumps up enough to, you know, your magic of 1 to 4, it will release all of those assets one shot, and the trade is done. All right, now here's what you need to know. If you want to change strategy from whole warehouse mode to sub-beam mode real-time settlement, you must do it before the market enters margin call 5. All right. Remember, margin call 4 is one market. So if you're in whole warehouse mode, the system has already said, okay, margin call 1 to 20 is one market. So if you want to change it, make sure it hasn't gone to margin call 4. I mean, margin call 5. Because once it enters margin call 5, it has been programmed to recognize that 5 as part of margin call 1 to 4. In fact, the whole 20. It will not allow you to change it, to give you an error. Okay. So always switch and decide on time before you start the trade. Sub-beam mode, real-time settlement, and you click on confirm. So once you've done this, that's it. Once you've done this, you click on start. You know, if you want to do this trade, that's all. I've spent more time talking about it, but if you are entering the trade, you won't even. It's just to click on the trade setting, click on the strategy, select the one that you want, $1,000 capital, tap on it, that's picked it, you scroll down, save it, confirm it, and go to strategy mode, select sub-beam mode, real-time settlement, confirm it, click start. That's all there is to entering a signal. So when people say they are too busy for RoyalQ, I just understand that they've not really had the time to understand how it works. And trust me, you'll be busy doing other things and the markets will be selling for you. It's really a crazy, interesting thing to experience. Okay, so I think we've tackled the second thing, a couple of the points that we said we're going to tackle tonight. Let me just go confirm that we've really tackled this. We said we're going to handle the Excel sheet. We've done that. Explain the components of the signals. We've done that. How to stretch your strategy, set ones, use to infinity. We've done that. The other thing I haven't said is for those who have lower capital, okay? If you have lower capital, please, you can go to method 2, all right? Method 2, they call it magic 2, but like I said, there's no magic in this thing. It's just the method, it's a program, all right? So if you have minimum of, minimum is 120. So if you have $200, $120, $130, you can try this, but see, trading requires money. If you don't have enough money, if you notice, this one has just 7 margin calls, and it's not, the percentage is not that flexible, really. You end up having a situation where you're only tolerating 15% drop in price, okay? And yeah, that's method 2. Remember, if you have $300, you can just come here, change this to 400 to 300. If it's 200, you just change this to 200. But remember, you always add $20. That's $20 is for your first buying amount. So that means you actually have 220. And when you click on it, everything changes here. You enter the settings. Super easy. That's all there is. If you have lesser capital, you can try method 3. All right. But for me, I tell people to use money to trade. Or stop using $100 because it can work, but it's not too efficient. So if you always look for $320 to trade. All right. I'm sure you can do this. $350 to trade. And you're good to go. Save the money up, and then you enjoy what RoyalQ has to offer. All right, so I've explained that. Now let's get into the intermediate range of trading. Or does anybody have any question about what I've said? Let's just run through it. Intermediate trading, determining support and resistance. So I want somebody to give me a coin of their choice. What's your favorite coin? Drop it in the chat so I can draw support and resistance on this coin. We have a video for this already anyway, but I just want to do this live because of people that will watch this replay. And it's almost 10 o'clock. We'll extend a little bit. All right, so drop your coin of choice. What's your favorite coin? Do you have a favorite coin? All right, I'll take the first chart here. Solana, excellent. So somebody said Solana. So let's go to Trading View. All right, let me just have different templates. So let me just pick one template. Yeah, Lorentzian classification. Actually, I'm going to empty it. I want to show you a couple of things. How we do this. Solana is already over. Okay, no, I've not selected Solana yet. So let's say Solana USDT. Awesome. Now, because I trade in Binance, I select the one with Binance, right? If you trade on Bybit, you select the one on Bybit, all right? If you trade on BitMEX or Kraken, you know, so I'm just going to choose Binance here. I don't think I've drawn any diagram on Solana. Just permit me for the market. Great. So this is Solana. When you open these assets, all right, I'm going to reduce this because I want you to see the charts. Okay, this is what I'm just going to close this because I want you to see these charts, fully. Then I'll come back to this later. All right, I'm going to hide a lot of these indicators because I don't want it to confuse you. But I'm going to leave one indicator up. All right, I'm going to leave one indicator up, which is liquidity. It's important you leave your, go and write this down. HTF liquidity. You need to know this indicator. It's compulsory for you. HTF liquidity, because if you're on the energy team, you need to know that there are liquidity levels in the market, and you want to trade with, seeing those liquidity levels. So you go to, your indicator list. You click here. You go to technicals, okay? Then you type HTF liquidity levels. Is the one made by SBTNC, yeah, SBTNC. So you just click on it once, and then to appear in your charts. Please, HTF liquidity levels. There are liquidity levels in the market. Many people don't understand. If you want to trade, you need knowledge. And I could charge you $2,000 for all these trainings, and you'll be thanking me. All right. HTF liquidity level. Now, what does the liquidity level mean? Before I draw support and resistance, you need to understand. But liquidity level simply means that there's money here. There's money. People's money, are here. People bought here, and the market went against them. So there's money here. All right. Then there's also money here. Now, the setting I use for this HTF liquidity, I normally just choose daily, weekly, and maybe monthly. I don't bother with the 1 hour, or this one gives you a lot of noise. So daily, weekly, monthly, all right? And that's all. Just click on set it as default. Okay, that's it. So there's a liquidity level here. And there's also liquidity level here. And there are 3 liquidity levels here. There's also liquidity level up here. Up here, up here. So if you are trading, apart from trading with support and resistance, you need to be seeing the liquidity levels, where money is, because price will move to where money is. So this price here can either go to this liquidity level, because people's money is also here. There's money to claim here. There's money to claim here. There's money to claim here. So it will go to these liquidity levels and could also go to these higher liquidity levels, right? So it's important for you to have that indicator always on your charts. That's one of my bonus indicators for you for being on this team. Now, the next thing you need to really appreciate here is, let's draw the support and resistance. And I saw some charts earlier. Oh, thank you very much, Well Cruz. Thank you. We'll just keep this going, and then we'll round up soon so that others can catch up. How do you draw support and resistance? Simple. On your charts, you see this line, or if you click on the drop down, where you see bar styles, where you have bars, candles, just click on line. Or you can make it a favorite by clicking on this star. All right. So I'll click on line, and the price is going to change to line chart. When it's on line chart format, I can see the points where price reversed. So it's easy. What do? On your charts, you just have to, with practice, know where to see your horizontal line. All right. Horizontal line, yeah? So this definitely was a resistance point. I click on it. All right, let me just change the color to black, which is normal. So I click on it. Then it's not everywhere you'll be clicking on. Remember, you have your HTF liquidity level, so you can use that to judge also. And of course, there's this point here, which is a massive point. It's clear. It's a massive point. I click it. I click there, which is also close to these liquidity levels. All right. Now, here, of course, you see here, I can see that it bounced off right here. So I'm going to just put an indicator here. But hey, I made a mistake. I normally draw these levels on the 4-hour chart, not 1-hour chart. So I will switch to the 4-hour chart. because I love to see the high level of things. Okay, so let me delete. Let me delete what we've drawn already. Just take note, if you're drawing support and resistance, you can do it on 1 hour charts, it's fine, but I prefer the 4 hour charts. Yeah, so you see there, this is right there. Now, and this is also right here. And there's also this point here. You don't have to draw too many lines so it doesn't distort your, then you can see this is here. And it coincides with this. All right. Now, what else do we have here? This is the lowest we have seen. So it deserves 1 dot. Yeah. All right. You can introduce more lines in between if you want. Like I can see a sharp point here, which happened here, repeated here. So I'll just drop a line there. Even though I don't say liquidity level there, it might come up later. All right. Then still horizontal line, I can see one here. Yeah, this was a drop, sharp drop, and yeah, I can just keep it there. I'm not going to bother with a lot of the noise in between here so that it doesn't clutter the chart so much. Right, there was a jump here. Now I can see which other ones can we see. All right, let's see. This one coincides close to this liquidity level, so we'll just keep it here. So you'll be using your eyes to scan between liquidity level and combining it with your support and resistance. So this is your support and resistance. So you've drawn it. You know, adjust your chart so you can see clearly. Yeah. And if you check back in history, you see the noise still happened here. The noise still happened here. The noise still happened here, even though I wasn't drawing with this in view. If you go back in history, the noise kept happening. And of course, there's this line here, which we didn't draw. So see, the point is, market will still come to those points and do reversals. It will still come and bounce back, bounce off those things, right? This is a long jump, all right? So I can decide to put this, there's obviously resistance here, so I'll just put one here, you know, just to catch that. I was using this for something, so let me delete these horizontal lines here so that they don't clutter up and confuse everyone. So this is your support and resistance line. That's it, you've drawn it. So I can go back to where I have my charts type, and of course, remember we like to use Heiken Hashi, yeah? I click on Heiken Hashi, and yeah, it's giving me the population back to normal. So when you draw support and resistance, you can see take profit and stop loss zones. So if I enter a trade here now and say, where would I want to take profit from? Let's go and, this is what you do with support and resistance. Let's take the price range too. If I enter this trade here, I can say, let me target the next liquidity level, 11%. That's high. What if market reverses? I can now come down and be humble and take 5%. Because I have a support line that is at 5%. If you want to go lower, you can do 1.9% or 2%, and it will quickly hit. But if you have patience to be involved in long-term trading, you can just target a 5%. That is if you got a signal at this point. So by yourself, you can decide your percentage if you draw your support and resistance by yourself. And this is for Solana. Now, the next question I'm going to ask is, we've drawn support and resistance, and we have a video explaining this, so don't worry, I'm just repeating it afresh. How do you determine the trend? How do you determine the trend? So we have a tool which, so after drawing support and resistance, we tell you to go back to 1 hour chart, okay? Just go back to 1 hour chart because we actually take decisions more on 1 hour chart. We can look at 4 hour chart to see the color of the candle, see what the candle is doing, right? But you take your decision on the 1 hour chart. So here's the 1 hour chart. We've drawn all our lines. And where would the market go? Where would the market go? Where would the market go? It looks confusing. We have liquidity levels up here. We have liquidity levels down here. Whew. So even if you enter a trade here, you don't need to panic. Why? Because let's look at it from here down here. We can tolerate 20% now. So you can tolerate up to this 20%. You are covered from here to here. Right? That's the beauty of it. Because you're trading with 20%. All right, so you don't have to panic. We have an indicator that can show you the direction of the market, and that is market bias. So I'm going to reveal it right now. So this is the market bias indicator. How do you get it? You just click on, you click on indicator list and go to technicals if you want to go to technicals, or you just type straight market bias, and you are interested in market bias by Professor X, Professor _ X, 633, people are using this, so super great tool. Okay, so this tool has shown you the market movements. And if you look at our trading system, you see it's actually going up. Here's a trick most people don't know. Most times after it goes up, it will come close to the market bias. This market bias behaves like a rebound. It will bounce it off most times, but it crosses and goes down sometimes though. But most times, if it just crosses for the first time, it might likely touch, bounce up again, touch, bounce up again, touch or go down small, bounce up, touch, go down, bounce up. So, but there are sometimes after it has touched several times, you should expect it to also go down. This is a trading trick, right? So even by looking at this support and resistance and looking at this chart, if I enter the trade here, I will just take my support, my profit here or here. So if we enter this trade, I want you to understand trading is easy. So let's say you enter this trade here and you want to take, see, this is 9%, crazy. 10% profit, and it happened in a few hours. All right. This is how we give signals. So this is intermediate. That's why I say it's intermediate. It's not even advanced. Because if we go to advanced, we start talking about patterns, bats, I won't bother about that. So this is simply using a simple indicator, seeing the direction of the trend. Green means, hey, the direction of the trend is up. Now let me show you the settings I have on this indicator. Let me see if it can open up. Can it open up? Please open up. Okay. So maybe I have to come here and click on the settings. I don't think there's any special settings. Period is 60, smoothing is 10, oscillator period is 7. Yeah, I don't think there's anything special. So you can watch this replay link and just 60, 10, 7. Yeah, it's good enough. To make it default, just save as default. Okay. All right. So it's telling you we are in the green. We're in bullish momentum from here. So I can decide that, oh, right here I could have bought again because it's showing me green. Oh, it turned momentarily red, but here it's showing me green again. I could have just entered the trade from here without overanalyzing, without getting too emotional. I'll just enter here and I'll just say, okay, let me just take to this point, 7%. Well, walk away, run away. That's how you make money from trading. Trading is not rocket science. So trust me, I could charge you for this. You pay me $1,000. I'll sit you down in the class, and I'll just not bother about following up with you. But the beautiful thing is that if you are trading with RoyalQ bot on this team, following the signals, as you trade and you succeed, commissions come to us. So that's enough payment fee. All right. So the same way the market came here, I could enter again. All right. This is not our trading system. We're just adding one indicator at a time to it. All right, one indicator at a time. First of all, you have to draw your support and resistance level for you to know the take profit and stop loss zone. Stop loss for those trading futures, but you need to know your take profits and the places the market can drop to. So you are here right now. Market can drop to here. It can drop to here. It can drop to here. It can drop to here. Right? It can follow any of these liquidity levels. So you have to be prepared for market to go against you. You don't have to worry about that. It's normal. All right, so once you've done that, there's another indicator. We've dropped how many indicators here? 1. Okay, so because you are using a free version of TradingView, you might only be able to use 3 indicators. So you might remove liquidity, when you are about to use your other indicators. You can just remove the liquidity, HTF liquidity. Now, the other indicator which you need to use is the one I call the Lorentzian classification. All right, so now it has introduced a lot of color. Don't be intimidated. All right. So you go to your indicator list and type Lorentzian. It's actually machine learning Lorentzian classification by J.D. Horty. Remember this on replay, you can go watch it again. I'll put it on YouTube. Machine learning Lorentzian classification. Don't let this thing confuse you. I'm now telling you how I can give signals. And I want you to be a signal generator yourself. So people say, come and pay, join my group and pay $50 a month to get signals. You don't need that. You can, if you can pay attention a little bit, you'll be able to generate your signals by yourself. Lorentzian classification will give you arrows when the market is reddish, when the market is greenish. But there are times when, if the market is sideways, like now, from here to here, market is sideways, it will look like noise. It will look confusing to you, all right? But look at right here. It gave you an entry signal right here. How do you trade with this? I'm trying to zoom in this a little bit. When the price crosses this line, so I can even decide, I've already seen market bias, what it wants to do, all right? I can decide to delete market bias, which is this one, and focus on Lorentzian classification, okay? We're going deeper now. Now, look at this signal was buy, and the price crossed above the line. Oh my God. When the price crossed above the line and you entered it, you have taken 30% to the next support level. But it went beyond that. You could have taken 19% to the next support level. All right. And of course, the market went crazy. This one, it went crazy, 26% and beyond. All right. So most times it doesn't always happen with this, but just follow your support and resistance level to guide you on take profits and stop loss. Look at right here again. Market is pumping upwards. You saw it here. You saw it here. This red came up, light red. Then you saw it here again. But remember, the market bias is green, which means general uptrend. So I always will say trade in the direction of the trend. And right now we see a general uptrend. So if I see a green or market bias, I will just ignore this red I'm seeing here. I will just ignore it. But the red means, oh, it could reverse. All right. It could reverse. All right. So I could enter my trade here. Remember, you don't need to overanalyze. Just enter your trade here. If I entered here, I'll just take 4 or 5%, walk away. After taking the 5%, market dropped again. Another signal came up here. So if you're a trader, you have to set an alarm to check your chart every 1 hour. It came up here again. I could have entered here and just taken another 4% and walk away. In a space of 1 day, I've taken like 8% from the market. I'm good. Now, if you notice with this Lorentzian classification, sometimes market might not dip against you. So you'll be trading mostly with that first buying amount of 20. It's okay. It's fine. Because trust me, there'll be times when market will go against you. So stick to the plan. 20% drop in price every single time. All right. So you can see market bias is red. This one gave signal of green. Then immediately gave the green, the market began to show greenish here. I could have entered here straight up. I think I gave this signal one time. And look at this. It hit the price target within a short hours. So go test out the machine learning Lorentzian classification. If this is confusing to you, don't worry, just follow the signals. The signals that we taught earlier is the main thing for all new traders. We'll be dropping signals from time to time. But we're just showing you this is how you can create your own signals. In case one day you are free, you say, make an enter market. Do you understand? Let me enter this market. You enter the market and you fire your trade, check the charts, draw a support and resistance line and all that. Today seems to be far gone, and I really don't want to take this too long, even though it's interesting. But I want to show you quickly how to use trend lines and how to use parallel channels. So let's come here. Let's just come here, right here. I'm going to delete this price here. Don't worry if this is confusing. It just shows you need to keep coming to the webinar so you can learn a lot. There is a tool that is called parallel channel. So you have to know where it is in your app, in your trading view. This is parallel channel. You can make it your favorite. When you click on it, you come here. You just need to pick two. I'm looking for a good way to, let's say we're on an uptrend, right? I just need to see 2 points here. I'm looking for a good example. All right, so let's use this one. 2 points here. that are like dips. Okay. So I've seen 2 points here that are like dips. That is this point and this point in an uptrend, right? Now I will draw it. I will just click on this, drag it up, it gets the height, and that's a parallel channel. Now I can decide to extend this a little further because just for us to see the picture of where it's going. Markets will likely move up and down within the parallel channel. So I use this and this, right? So once it touches here, the price is likely to go up. Once it touches the top or this middle line, it can either be the top or this middle line, the market will start going down. When it touches the bottom, the market can likely go back up. So you can see the trade within the parallel channel. But sometimes it might break out of the channel. Once it breaks out of the channel, it means market can go anywhere. It can drop faster or it can still. So sometimes you have to adjust your parallel channel. So I have now decided to trace this with this bottom and this bottom. Then I can extend this one to the latest stop we have here. So you see, I have seen the channel. Now, if I extend this, remember, we're just looking at it from here, and the market gave a signal here. And it gave another signal here. So if I just drew this upwards like this, do you see that you could have predicted that this signal here enter with full force? Because it gave you a signal right here, and you know that once it has touched the bottom, it's likely going to go to the top. So you could have decided to go crazy, jump in here. Because you see the Lorentzian classification, you wait, you see the market has turned green, you just jump in here. Oh my God, you just target the top here. You don't need to go too high. Don't be greedy. You can even target this middle place, 5%, and walk away. The market did more than that, but you have to be okay with 5% and walk away. So this is how you can predict market direction, because the price will always move up and down within the parallel channel. So let's come down to the current price. Our market is coming down now, right? So let's try to draw a parallel channel here. Sorry. Let's try to draw a parallel channel here. This is a downtrend, so I'll just pick from the top. And I'm going to, these are two, let me just use this two, yeah? So let me draw this down here. So remember, it's the two tops there that I'm trying to get. All right, so I click on it, and I just, yeah. So what am I doing? I'm just trying to predict where the market, so the market has touched this bottom here. My people, there's a great probability that Solana will go up. You see, it went down, went up, bounced back. You see, this time it touched the middle line, went up, bounced back, down. There's every probability Solana will just go up a little bit now. So if it's going up, what would be the possibility of entering the trade? Remember, the market bias is already telling you it's reddish, bearish. Market bias is telling you, come on, we're likely in a downtrend here. So you don't want to be greedy. If you take this 2% from here to here, just walk away. 2%, so don't be greedy. And this 2% coincides with the middle mark. So you can even just say 1.5%, just take it and run away. Because once the market is showing bearish, it's not going to take too much percentage. Once it's showing you that we are trying to correct, we're going down. Okay. So I know a lot of us are tired, but I have to run through this so to give us an idea of, you can predict the market direction. When we give signals, this is what we look at and say enter. Okay. So you can see the market bias touched here, close to the price, touched close to the market bias, bounced back up. Price has, this time it has crossed beyond the market bias. It can actually go down and touch this place or here before going back up. But you're covered with 20% call drop. Okay. And that is what you need to know. So that is parallel channel. All right. Parallel channel. And I don't want to go into trend lines because we don't have the time anymore. So to make this easier for you, to make sense, let me tell you, when I want to give signals, I have to add some extra confirmations. So I use two indicators, which is the relative strength index, all right? relative strength index, or you can use whatever works for you. But let's just look at MACD, moving average convergence divergence. This one is very important for me. And I like to see MACD. What's MACD doing? All right. You might need to delete some indicators for you to now add MACD if you're using a free version of TradingView. All right. So you can see, I can see MACD here is trying to show green. All right. And the sell pressure has reduced and it's showing green. So it's possible, MACD is trying to say it's possible this might go up, but it's also possible it might not go up. All right. So you can also put stochastic RSI or just plain RSI. Right? You don't have to put too many things, because too many things will just clog your. So look at relative strength index. Let's see what relative strength index is saying. You can just add it, delete it, just to see what these indicators can tell you. So this relative strength index has told me that this is oversold already. All right, it was oversold here, but it still went down. So it's telling me again this is oversold. And if it's oversold, it's likely going to come up. So there's every possibility. If you trade Solana, pay attention to Solana here. There's every possibility Solana will give you 1.52% clean money within the next 12 hours, 24 hours. Okay. Why am I saying this? Because it's at the bottom of the parallel channel. MACD is trying to point green. This is oversold. All right. We don't want to take too much percentage because this is already showing you reddish sign. All right. So keep coming to the presentations. Once you have mastered all these basics, what we'll be doing is we'll be analyzing charts in our meetings. All right. So please, I dedicated June and July to train people on this trading. Please get your entire team. Let's master it, because from August we start doing recruiting. So once a week we're going to do business meetings for prospects. Sometime in August. Okay. All right. Because there's money in building the business, and I don't want to go into that today. So at this point, I think our job is done here for tonight. Thank you very much, everyone who stayed awake to this point, watching this. I'm going to download this, put it on YouTube as soon as possible, so that you can watch, and just keep watching the replays. We'll have a lot of videos on this. Just make the time out. RoyalQ works because now we give you signals for you to enter trades, so you don't fly blind. So just watch out for the signals. Do your strategy settings and just take the signals. Don't overanalyze, just take the signals if you don't have time to read the charts. But if you have time to read the charts at your own time, you can use these tools. I mean, explore them, become a trader yourself. Don't jump into Forex. Don't jump into futures. You can lose your money in futures or Forex. If you don't know how to trade spots, don't even try those two, because you will lose your money and it will emotionally devastate you. All right? It will emotionally devastate you. But trading with spot, you can't lose your money. The highest thing is that the value of your money will reduce. You just hold your position and relax, because market will still come up in your direction. Okay? So thank you very much, everyone, for coming to the presentations. And I will take quick questions and answers over the next 5 minutes or 3 minutes, and then we can call it a day.